right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to be talking about unstable cores. Now, your unstable cores may look something like this: 11 unstable cores. You don't know how to get unstable cores. You go over to your character, you start looking at things. You're like, what can I dismantle? What can I break down? What can I what can I do to get these unstable cores? I'm still trying to level up. And so we want to start off by acknowledging the build. Not my build, your build. So your build is either one of two things. Your build is either too much, too much of a mishmash of I'm trying to level this up, I'm trying to try this out, I want to bring up this, I want to bring that up. You got to stop doing that. You got to figure out what you're doing. It's the way that it's becoming the game. A lot of people don't like it. They didn't like upgrade modules. They didn't like enhancement cores. You needed enhancement cores with upgrade modules, and with upgrade modules, you needed glimmer. The Bungie formula for complicating leveling stuff up hasn't changed. The overall account power thing hasn't changed. I want to explain that to y'all that this process hasn't been easy for a very long time until now. It's become a lot easier. You may not believe that because you're doing too much. You're leveling too many things up. You're getting these weapons. You're trying to put them up to power. You get this weapon. You try to put it up to power. You're trying to get a bunch of things to put them up to power. How do you get unstable cores? Well, first off, we got to start at the root of the problem, which is you. The root of the problem is you. I ain't gonna make no friends with this video because this video is gonna go over how you get unstable cores, and you're not gonna like that you are the problem in this whole equation. That you don't have a build that you like or that you want to stick with. You've watched too many Mantix videos. You've watched Plunder That Booty. You've watched an Ass Cross video. An event started. You took a few days off. You can't play like everybody else. There's always something. But you haven't focused on what you want to be. You haven't focused on what you want to be in the game, whether it be a stasis wielder, strand user, arc subclass wielder, sunburn, any one of these things. You haven't focused on what you want to be, so your build is all over the place. You're throwing too many unstable cores into too many things. Now, as a content creator, I guess, as a content creator, I'm bound to have unstable cores going away. But at no point in time am I really too lacking in unstable cores. If I was to break down all the stuff that I'm really not using, I can get up to a few thousand unstable cores easily. You can see it in my inventory. You know what it would come to if I was to break down all the stuff that I'm currently not using at the moment. So how do you go about getting unstable cores? Again, you have to realize what your build is. So if my build is primarily this, let's put this on. If this build is primarily that, I equip that and I have on my tech set. I'm wearing my tech set, and this is my primary. No matter what, until I reach my desired power, which my desired power for this build will probably be about 420. At 420, it's gonna be okay. So every time you get up to another 20 in levels, it gets a little difficult, and I'm going to increase this build as I get more powerful. As you can see, this build is creeping up to the 420. Rather all my other stuff's a 409, 408. Like, oh, I want to try out the Disaster Corps helmet. Stop. You're not there yet. You're not in that position to do that. You need to focus on the build that you got. Now, when I do get the build together, so I wanted to hammer that home. You gotta get into what you want to be. This is my Titan. It's a stasis Titan. This is how I want it to be. This is where it's gonna go. It's gonna go into this. It's gonna go into the smoke jumper set. Two piece. It's gonna have that, and then that's where it's gonna be. And then I get that up to power. That's how I wanted to roll out. Now I go into the portal, and every day it kind of flip flops. So today it's going to be quick play master 400. You know, I know, we both know I'm above 400 power. But when I go up into here, I'm going to get these bonus drops. I'm going to get Focus bonus drop, I'm going to get 3 bonus drops. I'm going to get 1 completion reward. That is 5 items. 5 items. One of them could be tier 5, potentially. But what I'm going in here for is I'm going to get 5 items that it's going to break down. 5 items broken down into unstable cores. If I was to do the math on that, let's say we get about 600 of them, right? That's 3,000 unstable cores. You're like, well, that's only 3,000 unstable cores. That's 3,000 unstable cores you didn't have before, right? That's 3,000 unstable cores that you did not have before. Now, if we go over to another one, we can get a completion drop here, completion drop there. So both of these are kind of equivalent, but this one's going to be better because it's going to give you the bonus drop and it's going to give you the completion reward. Cool. Now we're tracking. We're going to the next activity. This did have, I think this did have completion rewards, but I'm not sure. Go in here, we complete those. If you are below 450, you're not ready for this spot over here. You're not ready for this spot over here. Some people are, some people aren't. But what I will tell you is that you need the completion rewards. You need to change it. You need to change it. You need to knock it down a little bit. Come over here and then complete it and do it. You're going to get below power. That's fine. But you need the 5 drops. You get those 5 drops, break them down. We know 5 drops equates up to about 3,000 cores. So now we're at about, where we did 2 activities, we're at 6,000 cores. Unless it's something that we want to keep, right? So that's a little give and take. So we had 3 drops here, 3 drops. We get about 500. So we know that's about 1,500 cores. So we had 3,000 from one, 3,000 from the other. We had 6,000, 7,000, 7,500. We're at 7,500 cores, and we did 3 activities. That's because we know this isn't going to give us power. We knocked it down. We knocked it down to 300, so we're way above the power, so we know our reward drops are going to be at 400. We're going in for gear. Now you're going in for power, but you don't have the cores, you don't have the build. You don't. If you are going into an activity and you can't complete it at your power level, then you don't have the build. This activity is hard. The coil is hard. It's an extended activity, just like the Prison of Elders. If you went in there on Grandmaster, you probably got hit with 1,000 screams. You got hit by invisible enemies. You got shot to death by wizards, and then let's say you passed that first encounter, you got hit by those flying Wizard of Oz looking things, and they destroyed you. Your team got destroyed. You got destroyed. You didn't have enough revives. Someone left the team. These are real stories. These are the real things that happen, right? So you finish that. You get these drops. You get them done. We know we're at 7,500. We're going to our pinnacle activities. Now this is where you get some real good cores at, because Grandmaster is easier than Master for some reason. Master content is very hard for some reason. Grandmaster is kind of easier. And we're going to go in here. We're going to get 3 drops. We're going to get 1,500. Unless you're trying to get whatever. Your own preference on what you're trying to keep will determine how many cores you end up having. But if you're trying to keep everything, then you ain't holding on. You ain't really doing nothing with it. Because if you were into the Bushido set, you would have been had a Bushido set, right? If you wanted raid gear, you would have been practicing the raid. You would have been jumping into all the raid things that you possibly can get into. That's fact. Now, some of these missions are harder or easier than other ones. This is like turn your brain off. This is like pretty easy. This is like kind of easy. This is very hard. This is very easy. This right here is very hard for some reason. There's no champions. Anyway, I digress. People are looking for these activities to complete them, so go in and complete them. You have the Whisper, you have the Starker, you have all these. The people will jump into your fire team to complete. All you have to do is put up the post. All you got to do is find a friend. Find a friend, put them, let them help you out, put it up there. You create the listing, and people are going to join. You just got to give it a minute. People are going to join your fire team no matter what activity you have put out there. What's your activity? This is encore. So you just sit in here, you give it a little bit, and then I don't know, play on your phone, go make a snack, go grab a soda, and eventually somebody will want to do this activity, which you especially encore because it does give out the catalyst pieces with the intrinsics and all that. And you know, you definitely don't have to wait long for any of these things to populate. Given the time and place of where you're at, and if everyone's going to work and people going to school or whatever, you have to dictate what's good for you at the time. If you're trying to do this during a time where nobody's on, maybe you could end up waiting longer than usual. But if you're doing this at a decent time, somewhere after 5 o'clock in your area, after everybody gets off work, people get out of school, homework's done, you will be all right. Now, people tend not to kind of go past the top part of the mission activities that you get, and when people get limited to just those three things over there. Now, this is very bad for this guy because this is only example for the video, so sorry, cervix, but I'm going to cancel this listing, go on to my next point. Right, I'm not going to invite him to the group or anything like that. So the next thing you want to do is, if trials is up, you get a participation trophy. I hope you know that. You go in here and you get your participation trophy. You go play trials. Someone's got to get to the lighthouse, and it may not be you, but you can help them out by coming in and getting your participation trophy. You're going to get 3 bonus drops, 1 completion reward, and possibly a bonus reward if you do win. If you get in that upper echelon, you may not. If you're not good at it, you may not, but you will get something. Come in here for control. PvP has been one of the best ways to level up. It's easier now. The matches are quick, player versus player. You're going to get your 3 drops here. We know this is going to be another 3, another 4, another 5 if you get that. So we know we're sitting at another 3,000. So we're sitting at another 3,000, right? So we're at 3, 6, right? Let's see, about 9, about 12. All right, and then 15. So just through a few activities, we're at 15,000 cores, right? So I'm going to go do all these activities, right? So we see that my cores are at 11. I'm going to go do all these activities. I'm going to get all this stuff. So wrap up this video, and I'm going to show you everything that I break down and the cores that I end up getting from it. All right, so that'll be transitioning right now. All right, so I am back from doing those activities. I got up to about 16,000 unstable cores, just so you guys know that I'm still I'm still same day, same logic, same rewards. Go back in the video, check it out, check out the thing. I did the Caldera run, did the Master run. I didn't do the K1 logistics. Did my fire team thing, did the expedition. That one was a bit hard. If you don't got good teammates, it's supposed to be quick, but it ain't nothing quick about it. This one was a bit more difficult. I don't got the build for it, right? So I got to know my place. I didn't have the build for it, so I didn't do it. I didn't complete it. That's why I came up a bit short. I tried to do the pinnacle activity, forgot how to do the Nightmare of Galran, but I could have done any one of these other ones, but I was just like, I just skipped it. I did finish off doing the control playlist. I had the 3 extra drops there. Did the Trials of Osiris, got my 1 victory. One of the opposite team members ended up leaving, and I still have the competitive one to do to get those drops. I did end up getting some stuff that I liked. I got armor sets from Trials of Osiris. I ended up getting some smoke jumper stuff that I ended up liking, kept it. Ended up getting the Aisha's Embrace, got some 421s that I didn't delete. I want to put inside of one of my armor pieces and weapons and stuff like that. But all in all, It's not impossible to do if you just go through and do, just complete some of the activities in the game and stop holding on to everything. You can hold on to some stuff. You see that I kept the ice resist brace. I'm not going to break it down for cores. I Getting this thing is kind of hard to do in the first place, but some of the extra pre-accident expos, the return memories, get the just the prudent, whatever the heck that gun is called. It's You're getting plenty of these. There's just a lot of different ways to get the unstable cores, as long as you are infusing you see my, if you go back in the video, you can see that I was a little bit, I was 418 on a lot of stuff. I put some of the stuff up at 421. Again, go in there and do these activities and start breaking some stuff down. You know, Bungie's not perfect, but they have given us ways in order to get the things that we need, right? After a lot of backlash and all that stuff, right? We're not getting into the weeds about that. What I'm saying is that you can get upwards to 15 to 20,000 cores if you just play the game. Stop grinding Caldera mines. What are you getting up to 450 for? What are you doing it for? Are you going into the contest rate? Are you rating at all? What are you really chasing power for? That's that's a question. Besides just playing the game and getting some gear, what are you, I mean, if you're trying to have fun, I mean, Borderlands 4 exists. I am not telling people to go away from the game. What I'm saying is that you can get these cores, you can get some stuff brought up. You gotta know what you're trying to do. You gotta figure out where you're going, and I'm telling you how to get there. Just gotta follow the directions. All right. So again, the Discord could be in the description box below, or I may forget. I want to say that the join button is active on the channel, so you can support me that way if you want to. I don't know if it works or not. Um, yeah, but like, share, and subscribe. Share this with your friends if you think that they need it. And then I'll see you in the next one.